The View has a new cast member, and it's a lot of controversy because it's Jenny McCarthy, and she's spoken out a lot about vaccines causing autism. Now, I think people are giving her a lot more shit than she deserves. And I got I got a shot for the flu 2 years ago. My arm still hurts. And if you look up the people you get if from a vaccine for the flu, you could become paralyzed. It's called Guillain-Barré syndrome. And they know that it's going to be a certain amount of people who actually get it. So the vaccines are not as safe as people think, and but let's just go, let's start with you, Ed. What do you think about Jenny being on The View?
Well, the first thing that I loved is that they put glasses on her. That's the first thing, because I thought, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to put, it's like such a hoax. It's like this is what you have to do on television. We're going to put glasses on people, and now all of a sudden they're a different person. I'll change the hairstyle. So, I mean, I don't know. It's The View. I mean, what is it? A hard news show?
No, it's
what is the show?
It's called The View. So she has this view, but people are upset because they think that she's anti-science. I think she's questioning. I think she's questioning it, right?
She's questioning, but Elizabeth Hasselbeck does not have a pointed view.
First, ABC and those guys, they can hire whoever they want. I can keep two disparate thoughts in my head. One, she could have a job, and two, she's helping to kill babies, which is true. If you are encouraging people now in the 21st century to not get their children vaccinated, we have over 100 years, science has looked at this, right? The guy who wrote that paper about the MMR vaccine has been totally discredited. He lied about it. Taking that, look, that thing is not causing autism in children, according to all of the research that has gone on over 100 years. Now, will you find where all our genes are slightly different? Are you going to find are you going to find sometimes where people are going to get sick? Absolutely. Our chemistries are all different. But if she is encouraging people not to get the rubella or the measles or the mumps, those are diseases that kill people, and not just people who can make choices. Those are children who have no ability to make a decision. And for their parents to put them in harm's way is, quite frankly, terrible and criminal.
Do you have kids?
2.
Did you get them vaccinated?
Of course I got them vaccinated.
Can I speak to them? No.
No.
So now my question would be, if someone doesn't want to, anyway, I just think there's more questions about vaccines. A lot of people, when there's a mumps, there was just a breakout of mumps, right, in San Francisco a couple years ago, and most of the people who got it were vaccinated. So people are talking about the efficacy of vaccines and what's in them. There's all the stuff in them. What do you say? Now you're up on this stuff. So
I would say that what we have to make a distinction between what Jenny McCarthy was talking about and the general issues regarding vaccines and their effectiveness. The distinction is that Jenny McCarthy said that vaccines caused her son's autism and that she was able to then cure her son through something called chelation therapy. None of those things have been borne out by the scientific evidence. So that's an important distinction. What I think the controversy is, people are afraid she's going to go on and use her platform on ABC to promote and perpetuate those false scientific ideas, that those are not true, they are not backed by science. Autism is not caused, as far as we can tell by all of the scientific evidence, autism is not caused by mercury in vaccines.
Then she should go to work for Fox.
But ABC, that said, ABC has a right to hire whoever they want, and they are not hiring a Playboy centerfold for her incisive commentary. They are hiring her because she gets ratings, she generates conflict. Look what we are talking about. Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished, right?
Right.
Yes. Right. Well, I hope she takes a scissors to that panel. I'll tell you that, because
and takes her glasses off.
I like the glasses.
I do too.
I really do.
I enjoy them on you.
So do you think that this will backfire on ABC? Do you think this is a
It depends on whether or not she actually goes on and perpetuates these, wrong-headed anti-science ideas on The View. If she doesn't, then there may not be an issue about this. And she just may be an interesting voice and an interesting perspective to add. She may not.
A great replacement for Elizabeth Hasselbeck. I mean, she fills in that seat and becomes, the same kind of controversial subject on that panel. It's a game. It's a mix of personalities.
Well, to me, what was wild about Elizabeth Hasselbeck being on, it wasn't controversial that she would come on and just say incorrect things all the time. You know, like we talk about this, about facts and lies and stuff. And even when it came down to, you know, she considers herself a conservative Republican, Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and they were talking about voting rights and the suppression of the vote. And Whoopi Goldberg came on and talked about how hard it was for her mom to get an ID. Barbara Walters talked about how she never had a driver's license and how what a process it was for her to go through to get one. And then all of a sudden Elizabeth Hasselbeck was like, yeah, I don't think that's really happening. You know, it's just like, it's just, it's not a difference of opinion when your opinion is factually incorrect. That's not, you know what I mean?
Is that Republicans think that facts are a liberal bias.
Yes.
And that, look,
well, as Stephen Colbert says, reality has a liberal bias, right?
Well,
yeah, what he did
There's a
was,
scientific basis for that.
look,
he did at the White House press dinner, by the way, should
Which is
be
ballsy.
in a museum. I mean, everybody should be forced to watch that. Forced.